Hi guys, it's Lynette. Let's make the world's greatest chocolate cupcakes with chocolate buttercream. First things first, let's mix our dry ingredients. We're going to start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. To that we're going to add in 2 cups of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Once all of that is in the bowl, we're going to add in 14 tablespoons of cocoa powder. We're going to give all of that a good mix until it's well combined. And then sometimes I will sift everything together just to make sure everything is combined and also to make sure any lumps are taken care of. So I'm just going to pass it through my sifter and then give it another mix just to make sure everything is well mixed. You don't want any pockets of baking soda or baking powder or anything that's just uneven. Everything stays the same. All right, so give it a final mix. That's looking good to me. We're going to set that to the side. In a separate bowl, we're going to mix our wet ingredients. We're going to start with 2 eggs. Give them a little whisk, just to break them up a little bit. Next, we're going to add in 1 cup of oil, 1 cup of buttermilk, and 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Whisk all of that together till it's well combined. Then we're going to take our wet ingredients, once they're all combined, and add them to our dry ingredients. This cake is really, really simple to make, and it is so good. All right, so once our wet ingredients are in the bowl, make sure you get every last drop as best as possible. We're going to mix the two together until everything is combined. Now you don't want to overmix. Anytime you're making cake or any type of quick breads or anything like that, you don't want to overmix because it will start to get dry and crumbly as your finished product. So you just want to mix until it's combined. Now while you're mixing, you do want to heat some water because we're going to add some hot water to this. We're going to add 1 cup. So that goes in after all of this is combined. So it'll look a little bit thick at first. Don't be alarmed. It's going to all come together. All right, so there we go. And this is where it looks before we add in our hot water. So here comes our 1 cup of hot water. It doesn't really have to be boiling hot water. I just pop it in the microwave for about 1 minute and 30 seconds and it's perfect. All right, so give that a good mix. I start kind of slow because you don't want any of that hot water to splash on you or to splash on the table or anywhere outside of the bowl. We want all of our ingredients in the bowl. So you can see I'm just stirring kind of slowly, and then I get a little bit more aggressive with my stirring as things start to come together. So make sure you're scraping down the side of the bowl periodically, and it's slowly coming together. There we go. Now it's looking good. It smells like brownie mix. Oh my God. Wait till you all make it. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. All right. So here is our batter. It's looking perfect to me. I have my oven set to 325 degrees. And we're going to start to scoop our cupcakes. So I'm just going to put some muffin liners in my muffin pan. And then I like to use an ice cream scoop just to make it a lot easier for me to scoop the cupcakes. And I'm going to fill each of my muffin cups about halfway. So let's start to scoop. And I have a glove on one hand because what I do, you can't really see in this view, but I wipe off the side of my scooper so that I don't drip cupcake mix all over my pan. You make it a little bit, but see how I just wiped a little bit just to show you. You just wipe a little bit off. You can even use a spatula if you want, but every time I dip my ice cream scoop into the bowl, I wipe a little bit off of the side so it doesn't get all over my muffin pan. I hate cleaning that stuff off. All right, so just continue to fill those muffin cups, just like I'm doing here. And once they're full, you're going to pop this in a 325-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. And when you test it with a skewer, you'll know they're done. So this is how the cupcakes look when they come out of the oven. They smell divine. Oh my God, they smell so good. They smell like brownies. I always eat one before I put the frosting on them because they're just so good. So allow those to cool. We're going to go ahead and start to make our chocolate buttercream. And we're going to start with 4 sticks of softened unsalted butter. To that, we're going to add in 6 cups of powdered sugar. Now you can make a smaller batch of the buttercream if you like, but for the amount of cupcakes that this makes, I always make this amount just so I have enough. All right, to that we're going to add in our cocoa powder. We're going to add in 1 cup of cocoa powder. And then we're going to let this mix on low. Now it's going to come together and be kind of thick, but we're going to add some milk and some vanilla extract, so don't worry about that. But I just like to mix it right here first, just so that these ingredients get incorporated, because sometimes when I add the milk in too soon, I get a lumpy buttercream because the liquid just coats the dry ingredients and it doesn't come out nice and smooth like I like. So right here, I'm just covering my mixer with some plastic wrap just to make sure everything does not get all over my table and all over my face when I start to mix. So I'm mixing on low, and like I said, it's going to be a little bit thick, so don't be alarmed. And I'm going to remove the plastic to give you a better view. There we go. So it's kind of thick. Don't worry. So to that, we're going to add about a 1/4 cup of milk and a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now, you can add more milk, but I would start with a 1/4 cup, test the consistency, and if you think you want to add a little bit more, then you can add a little bit more. So we're just going to add our milk like I did there. Add in our vanilla extract. And then we're just going to cut our mixer on low so everything starts to incorporate. And once it incorporates, we will increase the speed of our mixer. So it's starting to come together. It looks a little strange. Trust the process. You got to trust the process. All right, I'm increasing my mixer speed to high. I'm going to let this whip for about a minute or so until I get the consistency that I like. And then we'll test it to see if we need more milk. I don't think I will. And then we'll go from there. All right, it's looking good. The more you whip it, you'll notice the lighter it gets. And that's with most buttercreams and frostings. All right, so this looks perfect. That's the consistency that I like. Remember, you can do a 1/4 to up to about a 1/2 cup of milk. So just give that a final stir. That looks so good. And we are going to frost our cooled cupcakes. Oh, look at that buttercream. So good. All right, so here are our cupcakes. I have them in a container because I'm actually using these for a client. And I'm just going to start to frost my cupcakes. I just cut the bottom off of my piping bag, and you can see it's an easy to frost cupcakes. You just want to do a kind of a swirl. And the main thing to do is to stop squeezing when you pull your bag away so you don't have a little piece sticking up. Now here I'm trying to hold the phone with one hand to record and frost with the other hand. So if it looks a little bouncy, that's why. But I wanted to give you all a closer look. So you just frost your cupcakes. You can pop them in the fridge, let them cool. Let the frosting, harden. You don't have to let them cool. They're already cool. And then when they're ready to serve, you take them out, let them come to room temperature, and they are delicious. So hopefully you all give this recipe a try. I will talk to you all later. Let me know in the comments what you think about this recipe when you do make it. Love you guys so much. Thanks a million. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.